Welcome to Pit Pod Podcast. A brand new F1 podcast.
Brought to you by two best mates.
Hey, welcome back to Pit Pod episode 4. We're back again. Hello, everyone. How are we all? Hope we're all well. We've got Reese here again, of course, as usual. We did miss an episode last week. That was my fault. I was away on holiday. We did try and organise one, but it just didn't happen. I was too busy.
Yeah.
But we got it. But we're back with a bang. Come back from holiday. Watch the F1 at the weekend. Chaos. So plenty to talk about for us.
Yeah.
So I think we should just get straight into it because there's a lot to break down this weekend.
Yeah, definitely. Let's go.
I think the best way to do it this time is just go team by team. That much happened this week. We'll just go team by team.
Yeah.
Make our way through. So we'll start off with the championship leaders. McLaren.
Yep.
It's a pretty up and down weekend for the McLaren boys and girls. But as for drivers, McLaren boys, we had a pretty interesting battle with Lando and Max at the very beginning of the race. But apart from that, we had Lando's DNF. But we also have Oscar Piastri running away with it like there's no tomorrow, like he's done with so many races this year.
Yeah.
Like an absolute G. What's your opinion on that, by the way? I just can't see anything getting past Oscar. I know we've discussed it on every single podcast, but it is the main talking point this year. We'll start off.
Yeah.
What is your opinion on the Oscar Piastri Lando Norris situation?
Oh, to be honest, my prediction for winning the championship has always been Oscar, and I just think now, he's got that lead over him now.
Yeah, so
and I think he's just going to run away with it. I do feel for Lando.
Points?
I think so. Yeah, I haven't got it in front of me, unfortunately. Usually I do. Usually I'm quite more organised, but I haven't got it in front of me. I do feel quite bad for Lando. I'm not too sure if we've discussed this in the past in one of the other podcasts, but if something like this was going to happen, where one of them would DNF and the other team, the other driver, should say, sorry, runs away with it, is McLaren going to go, right, Lando, let's back off. Let's just, let Oscar deal with it.
I didn't even think of that. It's actually a pretty decent shout. Like you say, it's a bit like, is it worth the hassle anymore? 34 points is a lot. I think mathematically, if Oscar finishes every race, he has to literally win every single race for the rest of the year.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Which isn't going to happen.
No.
Especially when you've got Oscar as teammate, he's probably going to win them anyway. So I think that's a good point you actually bring up. Is it just worth them? That's not there really, is it? Because they're only fighting each other. Now when you think about it.
Yeah. Well, also another thing that you've got to think about is, they want to win, obviously the constructors too. So, they need both of the drivers up there, don't they? In order to win the driver instructors, they need but I think they're just going to run away with that also, in my opinion. I can't really see any other team catching up to them.
I think the miles ahead of 500 and something points, aren't they?
Yeah.
The Lando DNF did remind me of Hamilton and Rosberg in 2016 when Hamilton had his DNF. Where was it? Oh, I can't remember. Someone will be able to tell us. Hamilton had a DNF roughly this part of the season, or maybe a little bit later, and never ever got the points back because that Mercedes was an absolute flyer. So it was Hamilton versus Rosberg, wasn't it? Yeah, he never got the points back, and that was the end of the championship after the DNF. So hopefully that doesn't happen again. We don't get a repeat of 2016, because it would be nice to see the rest of the championship battle for the rest of the year.
Yeah.
But if it does happen again, it wouldn't surprise me because we've seen it before, and
Yeah.
it is a pretty big gap to try and close up for Oscar now. Lando, sorry,
Yeah, absolutely.
it'd be a bit crazy. Um,
Yeah.
so I mentioned Max when I said a little fight with um, Lando.
Yeah.
Max pulled it out the bag this weekend. He got a little second place, which is,
Yeah.
I mean, what it's his last ever home. I think Zandvoort's going off the calendar, isn't it? So it'll be his last podium probably ever at his home Grand Prix, which is quite sad.
Yeah. It's good that
Um,
he got podium now. It's good for him.
Mate, it's been an unbelievable track for him, hasn't it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Even this year, I
100%.
was expecting him to dominate, even though the car's nowhere near good enough. We just
Yeah.
assume that Max and Zandvoort is just utter domination.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
It nearly happened in qualifying. To be fair, he nearly pulled it out the bag, but then them two McLarens just put the freaking rocket fuel back in the car and
Yeah.
blew
It's just
everyone away again.
yeah.
Um,
And it's just a rocket, isn't it?
it
Literally,
is just
it's
a
just a
rocket. It's
rocket.
just unbeatable. But it was nice. I know we have a laugh about Max and stuff like that on here, but it was nice to see Max get back on the podium, especially at his
Yeah.
last Grand Prix at home. It was quite a humbling moment, probably for him as well. Probably because he's
Yeah. Yeah.
never going to get back up there, is he? In terms of the other Red Bull driver, we finally got a Yuki Tsunoda points finish.
Yay.
It's took us long enough to see Yuki's name back in the top 10.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we were all happy to see that because even if you're not a Red Bull fan,
Mhm.
everyone loves Yuki.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
He's a little bundle of joy. Um, we discussed last week about Yuki changing seats and what we think of
Mhm.
them sort of things. But if he's he's doing better than Perez was last year. He's doing better than Lawson was now. He has finally got to grips with the car. I think it'd be
Yeah.
nice to see a couple more races of Yuki finishing higher up in the points and
Mhm.
seeing where he can go for the rest of the year. Really,
Yeah. Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
just about progression in it.
Mhm.
So we'll move on to probably the talking point of the weekend. Hajodium. Hajodium. In our last episode, we discussed Isaac Hadjar moving to Red Bull and the fact that he's probably been the best rookie out of them all this year. Would you not
Yeah.
agree?
You know what? I agree with that. Yeah.
And then oh my god, this week, this race,
Yeah.
he goes and gives us a Hajodium.
Yeah.
What more could we want? The
Exactly.
the
If
the
that, if,
race he drove was unbelievable.
yeah, if that doesn't show you that he's, fighting for that Red Bull seat, I don't know what is. Um, we've discussed it in a previous podcast about, the Red Bull seat and, who's going to go there. And I think if he sticks, if he sticks to what he's been doing, he'll be in that Red Bull seat
Yeah,
without a doubt, 100%.
that's if he wants it. I did see a little. I
Well,
did see
yeah.
a little meme at the weekend of I think it was Max telling it was must have been out of context clip, but it was Max and Isaac talking to each other, and he was like, "No, no, don't go there, it's crap." And it
Hmm.
was like, is Max talking about the Red Bull seats to Isaac? And he's like, "No, no, don't go there, it's worse than yours." It's quite funny actually. Um, but yeah, I think he is nailed on for that Red Bull seat,
Yeah.
like you say.
Hmm. Yeah.
Um, keep going in order. We'll move on to the Mercedes. Well, in fact, sorry,
Hmm.
before we move on, we have to touch on Liam Lawson because we're doing team by team. Liam
Yeah.
Lawson
Yeah.
with a P12. His race kind of ruined by the collision with Carlos Sainz, which we'll come on to give us a couple of memes for the weekend.
Yeah.
Them TikTok memes where you scroll along and it's
Hmm.
dun, 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 dun.
Yeah.
Give us a couple of them. But yeah, the collision with Sainz was a bit of a weird one. It was like 50-50, and all of a sudden this 10-second penalty comes out for Sainz, but Lawson got a big massive puncture and put him to the back of the grid. Really put him a lap behind, and the safety cars did bring him back into the race. Probably a satisfying P12 after what happened, but I think in the grand scheme of things, I'd be a little bit disappointed with his teammates up in P3. Like,
Yeah, yeah,
um, next we move on to your boys.
yep.
You know, George with a Mr.
Mercedes.
Consistent P4.
Yep.
It's not really much to say on George. I don't actually remember him being visible in the race whatsoever. Watched it on television.
No. I believe something happened where he got told to give a place up to Kimmy
Oh yeah, he did, yeah.
because he was running a little bit slow and he wasn't able to catch up. I think it was Leclerc at the time.
Yeah, it was.
I, I think he wasn't able to catch up to Leclerc, and team order said, right, let Kimmy get past you, and then obviously the race just changed then after that. So
Yeah, I think George was on a different strategy at the time, wasn't he? And Kimi was
yeah,
on the fresher tyres, and it was made more sense
hmm
to let him past.
yeah, see if he could catch up to Leclerc.
Yeah, well, he did, didn't he?
Yeah,
He
yeah,
sure did catch up to Leclerc, especially after the pit stops
yeah.
when Kimi absolutely annihilates into the side of Leclerc, ruining Leclerc's race. Yeah, we'll
Yeah.
just touch on that. What do you think of Kimi? He's had a couple of mistakes now over the last couple of races, and he's just kind of faded out after that pole at Miami. What's your
Yeah.
opinion?
Um, to be honest, like at the start of the season, it looked promising for him, in my opinion.
Yeah,
Um, and at the start, the Mercedes looked quite good, in my opinion. I know a lot of people might go, "Oh, what you talking about?" Um, I felt like the Mercedes could have been up there and had a chance, but they kind of just dulled down a little bit.
no, it did.
Um, but I think like all the spotlight obviously was on the McLaren, I think at the time. So that was one of them there. But I think ever since then, I think Kimmy's kind of dropped a little bit. And I
Yeah,
don't know if that's because of the rumors with Max.
but that's
I
true.
don't
Yeah,
know if that was I don't know if that's in his head still, and he's thinking like, "Oh, yeah, we know that Max is gonna be staying at Red Bull next season, but something can change. Anything can change at the end of the season, you never know." Um, so he could be, sitting there thinking, "Oh, am I gonna lose my seat in my first year at Mercedes?"
yeah, yeah.
I don't think he will, but I think what he just needs to do now is he just needs to, keep his head up, keep on concentrating, and then, he'll be up there. It's his first rookie season, so, you can't really doubt him, you know.
No,
Um,
I think, like you say, he's been a breath of fresh air. He's come. He's probably been thrown into the seat a little bit too early with Lewis moving to
yeah.
Ferrari.
Mhm.
Um, but he's had his moments. You can see he's the real deal. But
Yeah, yeah.
and like you say, bits like this, his first season, it's his rookie season. Bits like this where he does knock into Leclerc, he probably won't do next year. He'll learn from
Mhm.
his
Yeah.
mistakes. Probably won't do for the rest of the year. It's all a bit of a learning curve for him really on his first season, and I think he is doing pretty well. But like you say, he's got to keep his head up, but also keep his head and knuckle down,
Mhm.
um,
Yeah.
and just keep going really, and ignore any of the. Not that I've heard much, but ignore any of the outside world trying to, like you
Yeah,
said, with
yeah.
the Mac
Yeah.
rumors and stuff like that, probably didn't help.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
yeah, I'll keep
But
it keep
I
himself
think
going.
he's definitely got a bright future ahead of him, 100%. Um, and like I said before, he just needs to keep his head up and just focus on the racing. Another thing could be, you could kind of think and say, do you think he kind of like what you said before, he got thrown into the Mercedes seat and maybe a bit too early? Maybe would have been the best call for Mercedes to get Carlos Sainz to Mercedes and
Yeah,
put and Antonelli goes to Williams maybe. That could have been a good move
yeah, it's a
for
good
him.
shout actually.
Um,
Do what
but
George did.
yeah, because you go to Williams, they're basically the Mercedes, like they're like the
Well,
Mercedes
the
racing
junior
bulls,
team
aren't they?
basically, aren't they? You might as
Yeah,
well be.
yeah, yeah, yeah. It's like the Red Bull and the Racing Bulls. That basically.
Yeah, it is basically the same.
Um, so you know, with Carlos Sainz, we'll obviously touch on him in a bit. Um, with his weekend that he's had, but I personally believe that could have been a better move, to be honest,
Yeah,
for
I
Mercedes.
think now you bring that up, I think it probably was. Like I didn't think about anything like that, but when you think about it, it does make sense. That's what happened to George.
Yeah. Mhm.
The thing is, though, will Carlos be happy knowing that after what would he have been? I suppose he could have spent 2 years at Mercedes and then got a move somewhere else. So
Yeah,
yeah,
exactly. That's what I
could have been
mean.
a really good move. Why aren't you team principal of Mercedes instead of Toto Wolff?
No, you can't replace Toto.
Yeah.
You just can't. You can't replace him. I'd have to like, just kind of copy a little bit of him and like, slam my headphones on the desk and
Yeah.
everything when I get angry. Um,
That's a throwback.
no, yeah, no, I can't. You can't replace Toto.
No.
Obviously, you will in the future when he's done. Like, well,
Yeah, eventually, but we'd never
um,
get rid. We never get rid when he leaves.
no, yeah, when he leaves.
Um,
But yeah, that's my opinion on Kimmy and
no, it was
George
actually
this
quite
weekend.
interesting to hear that, and that was something I hadn't thought of. So it's a pretty good point to put across. Like, but
Hmm.
seeing as you mentioned Williams goes in pretty well. We'll
Yeah,
move on to
because
Alex
Alex
Albon
Albon.
in P5.
Yeah, very good result.
Albon in the P5, pretty decent race.
Yeah.
It
Hmm.
had a bit of a, I think he made up 5 places on the opening lap, which is pretty crazy.
Yeah.
Um, and then just kind of powered on from there. Really, the car looked dead quick in the practices, him and Sainz, and then even in the first qualifying, it was like, oh my god, these are quick.
Hmm.
And then Albon and Sainz, Albon went out in the first qualifying, and Sainz went out in the second qualifying, I think.
Yeah. Let me have a look here. So Albon started 15th on the grid, and Carlos Sainz started 9th on the grid.
Oh, so it was Q2 and Q1. So I mean Q2 and Q3. So it wasn't as bad as I thought it was. But I think they expected
Hmm.
to be higher up. I think they expected to be
Yeah.
challenging 6 and 7, like Albon
Hmm.
eventually got in the end of the race. But I think I want to be quite happy with that. I mean, you
Oh
can't really
yeah.
complain,
Yeah.
especially starting from 50, a gain of 10 places. A little bit of
Yeah.
strategy work and staying out
Hmm.
and making probably the safety cars coming out at just the right time for him as well to make sure you can stay there. But when that,
Yeah.
like you say, when that Williams gets firing, it's a really good car.
No, it is 100%. We've seen it in the past, haven't we? Where like, um, it's normally like this part of the season, like after the summer break.
Yeah.
Usually when like, like Williams, Haas, like all these type of, cars just come alive and it's like, wow. Um, because you're sitting there watching qualifying and, in Q3, there's one Williams in there and you're thinking, is this the weekend that we're gonna see a Williams on pole? Is it? Obviously it doesn't happen because obviously you've got like, the McLarens, Red
No, I
Bulls,
know what you mean
Mercedes,
though.
depending on there. But you have one of those teams that you sit there and you don't think that we're going to get even through Q1 or Q2, but they're in Q3 and you're thinking, you know what, there might be hope here. You never know. You know, um, but no, I think if I was Alex Albon, I think I'd be made up with that
Yeah, that
100%.
you gotta be.
Especially starting 15th on the grid and then going up to fifth, I'd be
Yeah,
made up with that 100%.
yeah, 100%. In terms of his teammates, it was a 13th place finish, so he dropped 4 places from his starting position. But
Yeah.
after the crash, which we mentioned before, after the crash with Lawson, with his iconic team radio of who, who me? Um, yeah, Sainz got the 10-second penalty and it kind of ruined his race. Really, both cars had to go in the
Yeah.
car had to go into the pits, and then he was a lap behind, and then he gained the places back on the safety car. But in the end, a bit of a weekend to forget for Carlos Sainz type of thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not really too much to talk about with him apart from his iconic radios.
Yeah.
Um, Ollie Behrman in 6th, Esteban Ocon
Yep.
10th. So a double points finish for Haas.
Yep. Very good. Very
Yeah,
good result.
Ollie Behrman's best finish so far, I think. I think it beat 7th. He finished 7th in a Ferrari in Saudi Arabia last year.
Hmm.
So yeah, getting a higher finish in a Haas than a Ferrari seems to be the way this year anyway with that car.
Yeah.
But yeah, congrats to Ollie. You know, a British driver. We're always looking out for him.
Hmm.
I think he is showing why he's now signed for Haas and probably in the Ferrari development scheme.
Yep.
Um, and Ocon doing what he does best and just Mr. Consistent, sneaking into the points for Haas again.
Yep.
Just proving why Haas picked him up. Really, wasn't too much to talk about. It was kind of worked out for Ollie with the safety cars and stuff like that, but a bit of a nothing race for both of them. But ended up in a double points finish, so they can't really
Yep.
complain.
No. No. There's you know, if you were the team principal of Haas and you looked at that result on the weekend and you'd go, I'm happy with that result. And I think all the Haas fans also were happy with that.
Yeah,
You
I
know,
can
both your
imagine.
both your drivers scoring points. Yeah, it's only 8 points and 1 point, from where they finished, but still it's points on the board.
Well, I think that 9 points. I think it takes them up the constructors championship. But I'm not sure. I think it does at some point. Um,
They are currently ninth at the moment
oh,
in the
ninth.
drivers. Yeah, in the constructors, sorry, yeah. With 44 points, and then you've got Kick Salva with 51 points in 8.
Ah, right, okay.
So that's what that's what it's looking at the
The
moment.
thing is though that takes them right up to the top, like the bottom of their midfield runners. So they're on 44
Hmm.
points now. Way above Alpine as well.
Yeah, yeah.
But it takes them just underneath Sauber, and that's after a podium for Nico Hulkenberg. Um,
Hmm.
they're not that far behind the. You've got the Racing Bulls, you've got the Aston Martin, and you've got the Williams. They're all within reaching distance to the end of the season if they keep them results up.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, so yeah, pretty decent weekend all round for Haas.
100%. Yeah, really good
Um,
weekend for them.
we move on to Colapinto and Gasly. Both out of the points finish. Pierre Gasly, last of the non DNF runners. Pretty
Yeah.
shambolic weekend for Pierre Gasly, and a little bit of hope for Colapinto. I thought he was
Hmm.
quite quick in qualifying one. I think he was unlucky to get knocked out. Um, and then gets himself back to 11th. Unlucky not to finish in the points with the race the way it finished. Um, it's quite nice to see him back up there. What we actually remember of Colapinto from last year in the Williams,
Yeah.
but nothing much really to report from them two apart from the Pierre Gasly stinker of a weekend, really, which is a shame because we
Yeah.
all like Pierre Gasly.
Yeah. Yeah. We do like that. Um, yeah. It is it is unfortunate for Gasly. Unfortunately, didn't have the best weekend. But yeah, that's all I can say, to be honest, about
there isn't much to
about
say on
that
that,
team.
that
But
Alpine team
yeah,
at the minute.
uh,
It's a very poor
yeah.
car with two drivers
Hmm.
that Gasly can pull it out of the crap, but Colapinto's struggling a little bit. But like you say, for Colapinto to finish above Gasly by 6th place and just outside the points, it's quite nice to be fair.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Nice to see him
definitely.
up there. Um, Next we've got Hulkenberg and Bortoletto, 14th and 15th.
Yep.
Pretty standard. I, d- I
Hmm.
don't even, I'm not even gonna lie to you, I don't even remember seeing anything from them on the coverage. I know Bortoletto had a couple of moments with Alonso, I think,
Hmm.
early on in the race, which is a bit awkward because I think they share a private jet home, and I think Bortoletto's under Alonso's coaching for the F1. Um, but yeah, apart from that, Nico Hulkenberg and Bortoletto, pretty quiet race, and not really to add on that, is
Yeah.
there?
No, no. We missed out the Aston Martins also. We didn't talk about the Aston Martins.
Oh, I did. I went too far past them. I apologise to Lance Stroll and Fernando Alonso for the double
Yeah,
point 7th and 8th finish.
yeah.
Go on,
I
take it
was
away.
thinking
Take it
when you
away.
went from I was thinking when you went from Haas to Alpine, I was like, wait there, we've missed someone out. Wait, the Aston Martins, we haven't even spoke about them. And then you mentioned Fernando Alonso. Yeah, Stroll and Alonso, 7th and 8th, eh? You know, Stroll started 19th on the grid, and him getting up to 7th was really good. I know Stroll gets a lot of backlash, and obviously, a lot of people, say that he can't drive, but you've got to give credit to due there. 7th on the weekend. Especially coming
Yeah, he
from
was
19th.
helped by a safety car a little bit, but
Yeah,
7th to
yeah,
7th, isn't it?
uh,
Oli Birmingham got helped by
yeah,
a safety car. No one mentioned that. He went from 20th to 6th. No
yeah,
one's mentioned the safety car with him. So, yeah, you're right. He deserves his
yeah,
credits.
yeah, exactly. So, you know, it was um, it was a good weekend for both of them. Like you said, obviously Alonso had a bit of a moment with bloody what's his name? Got his name now.
Bortoleto.
Or that's it. Yeah, he had a bit of a moment with him, but overall decent for the Aston Martins. To be honest, good weekend for them.
Yeah, I
Couple of
think,
points on the board also for them
yeah,
there.
good points on the board because I think that takes them even closer to Williams, which is quite good. They're only 18 points behind Williams now.
Yep.
Um, that Albon P5 doing Williams an absolute whale. They're good to stay ahead of them there.
Mhm.
Um, yeah, I think Alonso tried a different strategy,
Yep.
moan on the radio as usual, which is quite funny.
Mhm.
Um,
Yep.
about tire choices and stuff like that. But it worked out in the end. Got into P10.
Yeah. Yeah.
No,
Definitely.
P8, sorry,
Yeah.
and
P8. Yep.
just kind of a decent race all around for the Aston Martins. It looked like it was going to be a good car at the very beginning of the weekend. Then in
Yep.
qualifying looked to be horrific, and then
Mhm.
in the race it was good again. A bit like the Ferrari. No one knows what's going on.
Yep. Well, we're moving on to them next, aren't we?
Yeah, go on. We'll move on to the Ferrari. Do I have to talk about them? Can you not do this
Well,
section?
you're the one who supports them, so I'll just ask you the question on what the hell happened on the weekend with the Ferraris.
um, the
They
car
did
wasn't
not have
very
the best
good.
weekend.
The car was not very good until race day. Qualifying all
Mhm.
through practices, it was awful. Lewis
Yep.
then came out after practice 3 and said it was quite decent, and then came after qualifying and said it's got even better again. We'll work on it tomorrow. Qualifying positions were okay, not amazing, but they were acceptable. Then the car looked pretty quick,
Yeah.
and then Lewis ruined Charles's race in a way. So Charles Leclerc pits for new tyres,
Yep.
and then Lewis Hamilton has the world's biggest spin. Well, not a spin; it's a moment. He gets on top of the curve, and where it's painted green, it's so slippy, and that it was only light drizzle over the weekend, wasn't it? But it
Yeah.
got
Yeah.
so slippy that he just couldn't regain control of the car and ends up in the barrier. It's
Yeah.
a bit of a weird mistake for Hamilton to make. But it kind of screwed Leclerc over because Leclerc had just literally just pitted. Then it brought a
Yeah.
safety car out, and you know people got into the pits before Leclerc. I think Russell undercut him just by pure chance, and after the I know Leclerc was on the chase for Max at the time, and then Max got miles ahead of him then. So kind of
Yeah.
ruined Leclerc's race a little bit, which then brought him back into contention with the likes of Russell and Antonelli, which is where he got crashed into.
Mhm. Yep.
So an all-round poor weekend for Ferrari. No points at all, 2 DNFs.
Yep.
Fortunately, no mechanical DNFs, purely damage to the cars, which is a
Yep.
bonus. But I think
Mhm.
we'll be looking
Yeah.
on to Monza in the future. I don't think this is one to remember. I think the summer
No.
break is still on, and it ends this week for Ferrari.
Yeah. Yeah. But obviously, it's looking a bit more promising for Ferrari. Like you said, the car's it's looking better than what it has now.
Yeah,
From the first half of the season. So it could be promising. Um, The two DNFs, yeah, obviously, they weren't, failure to the cars, like, something was overheating or something like that. It wasn't retirements because of the
Yeah, it
car.
wasn't retirement.
It was just because of damage to the car. That's why they had to retire. Um, that's it's kind of a good sign. Um, Obviously, it's not good that they both crashed out. Unfortunately, that's not nice, especially for both of the Ferraris. Anyway, it would have been nice to see one of them up there. Um, but I think maybe this gives them a little bit of a push, both of them.
No, I agree.
For the weekend, for this weekend. Um, and you never know. If the car's looking good, especially during qualifying, they might stick with that same setup for the car, maybe change it a little bit,
Yeah.
um, and get up there. I'm just having a look now. So Leclerc was sixth on the grid and Hamilton was seventh. So they were
They
both
had pretty
next to each
decent
other on the
starting
grid.
positions.
So you can
And the
get
race was
you can
going
get
okay for them, but like you say,
yeah,
two incidents and
yeah.
it all falls to bits.
But but I think I think they'll have a better weekend in my opinion. I think what will happen is they just need to move on from that now. Don't even think about it. It's done and dusted. Move on and focus on the next race.
Yeah, they're gonna have to use the power of the Italian Tifosi to get the
Yeah,
Ferrari horses back prancing by the sounds of it. Because if they don't, they're going to be in probably a little bit in
yeah,
trouble. Because this is a very very
yeah.
quick track,
hmm
all about raw
Well,
speeds
they
and
are yeah, well they are second in the constructors, so that's kind of
which
a
is actually crazy.
yeah, which is which is good for them, but obviously like we said before, when they're not catching up to McLaren, by the looks of things. But second is good. If they can keep the second, second's good.
But
Second is really good.
for a season where everyone's moaning at Lewis and Charles is carrying the team, and then you actually look at the points tally that both drivers have got. They're
hmm
not too dissimilar.
Yeah.
Um, you know, Charles is carrying with the in terms of the podiums and stuff like that, but
hmm
Lewis is only 42 points behind him, and
Yeah.
that's in his first year driving it. You know, neither one of them's carrying the team, but they're
hmm
still providing enough points for Ferrari to get second in the constructors championship, which I do find a little bit baffling. Every time I look at it, I think that can't be right, but it is.
yeah. 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 It is.
So it's a bit of a weird one, but think we're I think everyone's in the same boat. I think
hmm
everyone wants to see Ferrari up there, especially this weekend in Italy in Monza. It'd be amazing to see a Ferrari driver back on the podium.
Yeah.
Um, we keep our fingers crossed, but definitely a weekend to forget for the Ferrari fans this weekend.
Yeah. 100%.
That kind of wraps up this weekend and our discussion for this weekend. It was a very very enjoyable weekend of racing. To be fair, I don't really think you normally get that from Zandvoort. I think it was a little bit different for once. The rain helped a
hmm
little bit. We also had carnage in the practices with how many people going off the track into the gravel and spinning around and stuff like that. So I think
Yeah.
overall
Yeah.
a solid 7 out of 10 weekend.
hmm Yeah. Definitely. Yeah. I agree with that.
Yeah. So we'll move on from this weekend to next weekend, and obviously we're in Monza. Should be a pretty quick track. So we'll take you through our predictions for this weekend.
Yeah.
We'll go through a little explanation, probably a little bit of insight into the weekend. So, do you want to go first?
Yeah. I can go first.
Go on then.
So for pole position, I've got Piastri down
Oh, how
for pole.
boring.
Yeah. I think that the McLaren is just up there in my opinion.
Yeah, it's pretty
So I
self-explanatory.
think so I think he's going to get pole position. Race winner. Um, you're almost probably going to be thinking Piastri. No, I'm going to go with Russell. I'm going to go
That's a
with
brave one.
George for the race winner. Um, and I'll get to it in a minute on why I think he's going to win. Because on the podium, I think it's going to be Piastri second and Norris third. And I think what's going to happen is, in my prediction for the qualifying, so it'll be Piastri, Norris, Russell. I think what's going to happen,
Oh,
right,
I see where you're going with
is
this.
nearing like the middle of the race, Piastri and Norris are going to be battling each other. Something's going to happen where they both collide, right? It doesn't, fully retire both of them, but it just gives enough for Russell to then take the victory and win, right? That's what I'm hoping for. Okay, that's what I'm hoping for. And then the first retirements. I know that we don't really like, obviously, naming names and
No,
doing
but it
this,
makes it a little bit of fun, don't we?
but it makes it a little bit of fun. And unfortunately, it's Lawson. Unfortunately, so I haven't got anything against Lawson. I really don't. I just think that's just my prediction. I don't know
I
what's going
think
to
it's a
happen
bit.
or
That's just
what
a random one, and it's just a bit of fun we like to do.
I think maybe what's going to happen is that he's going to most probably try and dive bomb someone, and it's going to go horribly wrong for him. Most likely.
Down into that
Um,
first corner, the little chicane.
yeah, yeah. I think he's going to. Get a bit too excited about that.
Yeah,
But that's my prediction anyway.
yeah. So I've gone pole position, Oscar Piastri as well.
Mm,
I think it's pretty self-explanatory. The fella's an absolute
yeah.
flyer at the minute. There ain't
Yeah.
no stopping him. On my podium, third is Charles Leclerc.
Okay.
Second is Oscar Piastri.
Yeah.
And first is Lewis Hamilton.
Right. So you've got like the same thing as
Yes,
me
there's a
here.
theme. There's a theme here. There's a
You're hope
theme.
you're hoping Astrid does something stupid in order for Lewis to go
There's a
through
theme.
and
There's a
win it.
theme. I've gone for pure Ferrari power this weekend. That's all I've done it
Mm,
for. And I'm just. It was a choice. It was flipping between they would pick Leclerc to win or they would pick Hamilton to win, and it was just pure bias
yeah. Yeah.
that I picked Lewis Hamilton because I'm fingers crossed. I just want it to happen. I'm praying for a win
Hmm.
for Lewis.
Yeah.
I've
Yeah.
actually got no explanation
I think
for it.
everyone.
It was probably just biased.
Yeah. No. I think everyone is. I think everyone's praying for Lewis to win, especially in a Ferrari, and it'd be even more sweeter in Italy,
Well, that is
for him.
why I put it. That was my explanation.
Yeah.
There's no actual mechanical or car related reasons. It was purely because the fact that it was in Italy and we hope they just turn up for once.
Yeah. Yeah.
My first retirement is Ocon. I'm not gonna lie to
Okay.
you. I picked the name out of a hat, and Esteban Ocon came out, and I thought, you know what? Why not? That sounds about right to me.
Yeah. Hmm. Yeah.
Esteban likes to get a little bit fruity sometimes, doesn't he? So
Hmm.
why the
Yeah.
hell not?
Yeah.
Yeah. Any
Liam
you
Lawson
looking
likes to get a
forward
bit
to Monza
freaky
this
as well.
weekend? You looking forward to it? I think it's one of my
I
favorite
am.
tracks.
Yeah. I do like Italy, 100%. I think it's definitely in me top five, like 100%.
Yeah, it's very quick and it
Um,
high
yeah,
pace corners and
yeah. It's I think just I know it could, it might sound a bit boring, but that corner, that first corner, like the quite close
no, but there's
contact
so much
corner.
drama at that first corner.
No, I know. That's why I love it. It's either, if someone's going too fast down that straight and they're not making that corner, they're going straight across, that field. Um, but that corner just can cause so many crashes and so many retirements, and that's why I think Lawson's going to retire first. It's either he's he's gonna come he's gonna come dive bombing through that corner, right, and someone's gonna hit him, and it's gonna be over for him. Or Ocon could do the
Yeah,
same,
yeah,
maybe.
Ocon all awesome. He's got a bet on this.
You know, um, anything can happen. Anything can happen. Even the McLarens, the McLarens could be
Oh
1-2
yeah.
in qualifying. Both of them could be going to that corner and take each other out,
The
and then
thing
it's
is,
easy pick.
it's a little bit like Hungary in the same concept of obviously it's the first pretty sharp right turn straight after, and
Yeah.
it just reminds me of like a bowling alley.
Mhm.
If one car's going too quick in that first corner, I know it can happen at any race, but I don't know why
Yeah.
at Monza and Hungary it just seems to be so much worse.
Mhm.
If one car's going a little bit too quick, mate, that is like
Yeah.
a game of 10 pin bowling.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
All of them cars are going with you.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
100%.
I think it's very exciting for that reason. I think we all love it for that reason. I'm not gonna lie to you. And we don't like to see people crash, but
No. No. No.
it is a bit exciting.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, when I play the F1 game on the Xbox and I come up on Italy, I don't even go through that corner. I just go straight across, mate. I'm not. I don't even go in. I don't even go anywhere near that fucking corner. Not a chance.
Quick five
Any other
second
time,
penalty for Reese.
yeah, I'll take it. I'm not even bothered. Every single time, like I go through that corner, I lose a front wing or lose something. Something's lost off the car. You know what I mean? So I don't know how these drivers do it, especially going around that
I
corner
know.
anyway,
Speaking of which,
because it's
we are going to start a new series on the Pit Pod TikTok and YouTube channel, which is
yeah.
going to be a co-op career of me and Reese, going from
Mhm.
zero to hero in the F1
Yeah,
world, and
yeah.
hopefully taking whichever
I'm
team
gonna
we drive for to the top.
yeah, I'm gonna be getting all the stuff for it. So obviously we'll keep you posted on that, but we
Yeah,
just
keep
need to
your
get
eyes
all the
peeled,
stuff
especially
for
on
it.
the TikTok. That's where we go. The
Yeah,
YouTube have the full videos, but if you want to keep a quick clip
yeah.
version, TikTok is the place
Be
to be.
quick. Yeah, it'll be like possibly like some funny moments, like us crashing into each
Yeah, and the
other,
main
or like
updates.
yeah, stuff like that, and like main updates about
It
stuff.
should be
So
fun though.
quick, yeah, quick little clips on TikTok, and then YouTube will be like the full thing.
Yeah,
Um, Obviously we'll try and keep like the gameplay and all that quite short, won't we? So we'll try and keep that as short
yeah.
as possible.
We don't want to bore everyone with 54 laps of Monza when
Exactly.
no one
Yeah.
wants to
Yeah.
watch that when we're just sat in silence concentrating.
No. No. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. You'll hear me raging a couple of times,
yeah.
like, but yeah.
Um, I
Mm.
think we're going to finish up with the F1 quiz this week,
Yep. Mhm.
and you might not be very happy about this, but it's going to be on
Yeah.
Fernando Alonso.
Okay. Right. I know if Fernando. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
So F1 quiz, Fernando Alonso. So we'll go with question number one.
Yep.
Let me get it up. Where was Fernando Alonso's first Grand Prix win?
Oh, can I get some options like I did for you last time?
Yeah, sure thing.
Yep.
So we'll go multiple choice.
Yep. Just give me like three.
Yeah, that's fine. We will go with the 2003 Hungarian Grand Prix,
Okay.
the 2004 French Grand Prix,
Yep.
or the 2002 Austrian Grand Prix.
I'm gonna go for the Hungarian Grand Prix.
That would be correct. 2003 Hungarian Grand Prix, Alonso's first win. Pretty
Get
iconic.
in. Yep.
Question number two.
Okay.
Bit of a weird one. So the iconic team radio message, Fernando is faster than you, which was in the 2010 season.
Yep.
So who was Fernando faster than? So if you think about it, who was Fernando's teammate during the 2010 season? I
Oh,
can give you some options.
was okay. Yeah. Give me some options. Yeah.
So we've got Rubens Barrichello,
Okay.
Sebastian Vettel,
Yeah.
or Felipe Massa.
Felipe Massa.
Yeah, Felipe Massa. That was it.
Yeah.
That wasn't it. Once I give you the options, it's really easy because you just eliminate the other
Yeah.
two.
Yeah. When you said the question, he was already in my mind at the moment. But I was like, right, I'll get the options, and if his
Yeah.
name pops up, then I'm gonna go for that one. But if it doesn't, then I'm stuck. I'm stuck then. But I was hoping that his name came up. He was with Ferrari then, was he? Was that the year that he was
That
at
was a
Ferrari? Yeah,
Ferrari era,
yeah. That's how I knew it was Massa.
yeah. So, question number 3.
Yeah.
After Alonso moved from Ferrari, he went back to McLaren
Mm-hmm.
in 2015.
Yeah.
Where did Fernando Alonso finish in the Drivers' Championship in his first season back at McLaren?
Ooh.
So,
Ooh.
I'll give you some options.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Is it 11th, 2nd, or 17th?
Ooh. I'm gonna take a guess on this one. I'm gonna go with 17th.
It was
Got a feeling
17th.
that's wrong.
I'm surprised that's
Oh,
not a
was it?
memorable season for you because it was an absolutely honking season. The
Ugh.
car was absolutely horrific.
Yeah.
I'm
That was
sure
a
he wish he
guess.
was driving the McLaren you've got now.
Oh yeah. Yeah. 100%. I think he would have been happy with the Ferraris now. I think.
I know. Over that, yeah, he would be.
Yeah. Any car.
um, question number 4.
Even my car.
I know.
Yep.
What was Fernando Alonso's last F1 win? So where, and when, or where, when, and what, whatever you want to say.
Okay.
Do you want some options?
Yeah. Throw me some options. I think I've got two in my mind at the moment, but yeah, give me the options.
So is it the 2014 Hungarian Grand Prix?
Okay.
Is it the 2013 Italian Grand Prix?
Right.
Or did he win it at his last race at home? Would that have been a nice way to end it at the 2013 Spanish Grand Prix?
Ooh. I'm gonna say Spain 2013. What I'm gonna go
Spain
for.
2013. That is correct.
Oh,
Fernando's last
it
win was
was
at
that.
home in 2013. I think
It
he's
was
been on the
that,
podium
and
17 times since then and still hasn't got a win since
Jesus,
2013. You've got to get a
Jesus. For
Fernando
some
win
reason,
before he retires.
oh yeah. For some reason, I think I had. It was Spain and for some reason Monaco. I don't know if he's ever won Monaco, but that Monaco was in my head.
It was probably the Hungary one that was coming into your head. You
A
probably get confused
possibility.
between that and the first one.
Yeah. Yeah.
So final question number 5. Now, at the time, this'll test your F1 knowledge. We were 1 years old.
Oh, here we go.
So in 2001,
Yeah.
Fernando Alonso made his debut at the Australian Grand Prix.
Mhm.
Which team did Fernando Alonso make his debut for? So I'll give you 3 options because
Yep.
it's a very hard question for people who are only our age.
Mhm.
Was it Arrows, Benetton, or Minardi?
Oh my God.
See, if you'd have asked me this question, I'd have been torn. I wouldn't have known from without having multiple choice. I'd have gone for Renault personally if I'd have picked it, but it wasn't Renault. That was after this.
Right. Was it the second one? Baraton,
It was
wherever that
not
one was.
Benetton. It was Minardi.
Ah, ah,
You
God
can't
damn.
always be perfect, Reese. 4 out of 5. It's a pretty good
No,
result.
no, yeah, 4 out of 5, yeah, yeah.
Considering it's not even.
Considering I was 1 year old,
I was going to
yeah,
say it's not even your favorite driver. We follow Fernando closely because everyone else does. I think it's a pretty good showing from yourself there.
yeah,
I'd be proud.
yeah. Thank you very much. Thank you, appreciate that.
So that wraps up this week's podcast. Follow us on all the socials. Follow us on YouTube, TikTok. That's it, I think. That's all we've got. No, Spotify.
Yeah,
And then
Spotify, yeah,
follow Reese on TikTok at ReeseJ16.
yeah.
and follow at DamAbon3 on TikTok because we're still posting F1 content, even though there are separate channels. But follow us on all socials.
Yep.
Follow us on everywhere. Leave a comment down below. We'll see you on the next one.
Hi guys.